Welcome to the Aquaflow Crypto Lab. Okay, so the whole crypto market is going down right now. This is a scenario that I presented in my previous videos. So if you've been watching my videos, you were ready for this. In today's video, we are going to start with the MOONSHOT chart as it explains exactly why we are going down right now. Then we are going to dive into the channel chart as it tells us why the market is pretty bearish. Of course, I will tell you everything you need to know about the big picture chart. Then we are going to have a quick look at the XRP Bull Bear Index. And the last chart of the day will be the Cloud Chart. If you're new here and you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Now, let's begin. I wanted to start the video with this chart because it contains the event why the market is going down right now. If you've been a long-time subscriber, you already know about this indicator. This is the MOONSHOT chart, and this indicator is available for free on my website. And it's very simple to understand. When the yellow line is above the green line, we are in a bull market. And when the yellow line is below the red line, we are in a bear market. And you see that when the yellow line crosses the red line and the red line becomes green, we have a moonshot, a move to the upside. And this is the reason why this indicator is called the moonshot indicator. For example, here again, more recently, you can see that we have a cross between the yellow line and the red line here, and we have a huge move to the upside. But today, I want you to pay attention to the retest of the cross. What do I mean by that? Look, for example, here we were in a bull market, right? We have the yellow line going down because the price is going down. And then we have an official cross of the yellow line below the green line, right? And we are in a bear market. But here we had a retest of the cross, meaning that after the official cross, we have the yellow line going up to retest the cross. And despite the fact that the price was above the yellow line and above the red line, this was a fake out because at the end, what was important was the attempt of the cross that we had just right here. And you see that the market refused to have this cross, and this is why we have this curvature of the yellow line, and we didn't have any cross, and we have a move to the downside. Again, here we have another attempt of the cross, so we have the price going up even above the red line, but at the end we want to see the yellow line crossing the red line, and you see that here it didn't happen. We have again a curvature like this, and we have the yellow line turning around to the downside. And every time it's the same thing. Look, even during this bull market, we have an official cross, then we have the yellow line going down to retest the cross, and finally we went up because we avoided the cross. Here it was the same thing. Look, here we have a cross and we have the price going up. We were in a bull market according to this indicator, and then we went down to retest the cross and we didn't have any cross here, and that's why the price went up, because the market didn't want XRP to have this cross. Here it was the same thing. We avoided the cross again, and by now you should have understood what I want to say to you. A few weeks ago we had an official cross of the yellow line below the green line, and the green line turned red, meaning that according to this indicator we are in a bear market. But I want you to pay attention to this, to the yellow line crossing the red line, because as we saw in the previous scenarios, you see that here we went down with the yellow line, and then we have the price going up above the red line again, and the yellow line started going up, and we were about to have a cross between the yellow line and the red line. But as you can see right now, the market is rejecting the cross. Indeed, we went from here, which was around 65 cents, and we went all the way down to avoid the cross between the yellow line and the red line. This shows you that the market doesn't want to go into a bull market just yet. That's why we start seeing a curvature of the yellow line turning around to go down. In addition, right now the price is below the yellow line. And again, this is not a coincidence, guys. This is not a coincidence to see that XRP is going all the way down when we were about to have the cross. So I want you to stay focused and to pay attention to the interactions between the price and those lines. In order for XRP to turn bullish again, XRP has no choice but to go up first above the red line and to have the yellow line crossing the red line and the red line turning green again. I hope it's clear. We can move to the next chart, the channel chart. So you already know about this chart also, and the most important line right now on this chart is the white line. Why? Because we know that with this simple line, we can say if XRP is in a bull market or in a bear market. And this line has been very accurate in the past. And even in the present, we can see that this line is very reliable. Indeed, we can take this phase as an example. You see that we crossed the line, and here we used the line as a strong resistance. We got rejected by it. Here it was the same. We got rejected. We tested it again and again, even here and even here. Here we were rejected and it pushed us all the way down to retest the bottom of the purple band. Then during this bear market, you see that it was exactly the same thing, guys. Here we crossed it, here we touched it again and we got a rejection. Here we retested the line, we have a rejection to the downside. Here again, rejection to the downside, we have our market bottom just right here, and we started going up again, but even here we have a rejection from the line. And it was with this candle, with the entire body of the candle closing above the white line, that we went up again. And now let's focus on the current market cycle. Here, as you can see, we have a very strong resistance again with this white line. Indeed, started with this candle, we have an official body of a candle closing below the white line. And this is the moment where we started using the line as a very, very strong resistance. You see here, resistance. Here again, we got rejected to the downside. We have our bottom, right? Then we went up until touching the line again. And we got rejected to the downside. Then we went up, we pierced the white line, but we have no full candle body closing above the line, because with the candle just after, we went down and we have a close below the line. This is very important. Then we went up, we pierced the line, but we have a rejection to the downside and we have the candle body closing below the line. Here again, we pierce the line, but we have the candle body closing below the line. And that's why we have this rejection, but we bounced from the bull market support with the blue dots and we went up. But again, with this candle, we have a strong rejection to the downside. We closed below the white line and then we have this red candle. And now we have two resistances above us, because with this green candle, we have an official candle body closing below the bull market support with the blue dots, meaning that now this bull market support with the blue dots is a strong resistance. And this is exactly what we see, because we went up, we retested the white line again. It was a wonderful confluence point between the green band and the white line, and we got rejected with the current candle, as you can see. This is exactly the reason why the current situation is pretty tight. If we compare it with the past, you can see that it was pretty similar. It was only after reaching the purple band that XRP started going up. But I'm not going to lie, the current situation scares me a lot. If we stay inside the purple band, it will be okay. but if we start seeing XRP crossing the purple band, then we would be in big trouble. So if you need to remember one thing, just remember that the white line is the key level to watch. And currently the white line is around 64 cents. Now let's have a look at the big picture chart. Okay, so by now you should be very familiar with this chart. So I just want to let you know that currently we have a beautiful confluence point between the green line, the green support, and the bottom of the bull bear band. Indeed, the price was all the way up here, and at the same time we see that we have the bottom of the band going down until reaching the green support. And what a coincidence, we saw that the price went all the way down to reach this level. And we know that among all my indicators, the bull bear band is the only indicator keeping XRP in a bull market. Indeed, according to this indicator, the bull market started from here. And despite the fact that we spend a lot of time inside the band, to see it, you can see it very clearly, because every time that we are inside the band is orange. So we see that it was the case here, inside the band, inside the band, inside the band again, and more recently, here we are currently inside the band. This means that there is a lot of indecision in the market, but as long as XRP doesn't go below the bottom of the band, there is still hope. Because here, even if we pierced the band, we see that with the next candle we closed inside the band, right? Here it was the same thing. We didn't have any full candle body closing below the band, because after piercing it, with the next candle we closed inside it. So again, I'm not going to lie, the current situation is pretty bearish. According to the bull market support with the blue dots, we are officially in a bear market, but using one indicator is never enough. That's why I use also the bull bear band that uses a lot of indicators. And according to the bull bear band, there is still hope, because we are still inside the... Sorry for the bad news, guys, but it is what it is. Now let's talk about the XRP bull bear index. So again, in this chart, the situation is pretty bearish, as you can see, because first we are below the string line, and we know that the string line is a very important line for XRP. Indeed, during this entire phase, we used it as a very strong support. And now that we crossed it and that we had an entire body closing below the line, we know that it is now a resistance. And this is the reason why we went down. Then we went up to retest the line as a resistance, right? We pierced it, but we didn't have any new candle body closing above the line, because with the very next candle, we went down. This is the August candle, meaning that there are still a lot of days before the candle close. So let's see what will happen. And just below we have the XRP bull bear index, and as you can see we have 4 white dots, meaning that here we have 44% of neutrality. Then we have also 4 red dots, meaning that the market is at 44% bearish, and we have only 12% of bullishness. So we don't have all the dots that are red, which is pretty good news, but still the market is very bearish. It's time for the last chart of the day, the cloud chart. So remember that this chart has been the very first one to say that we were in a bear market. Indeed, if we zoom in, you see that here, if we use the cloud, here we have a breakout, and with this candle we went up above the cloud. And after this, for multiple candles in a row, we never had a full candle body closing below the cloud until this candle. And started from this candle, which has the entire body closing below the cloud, we knew that we were in big trouble and that we would start using the cloud band as a very strong resistance this time. And with no surprise, this is what happened, because we went up, we pierced the cloud, but we went all the way down to close inside it. This was the proof that the market wanted XRP to go down. and we went down, and we even had this entire candle body closing below the green line this time. And now we have the green line acting as a strong resistance, we have the cloud acting as a strong resistance, and the bull market support with the blue dots also. And this is the reason why after going down, we went up to retest the cloud as a resistance, but it keeps on acting as a very strong resistance, and we got rejected by it again. And as long as we stay below those lines, I'm sorry guys, but we stay in a bear market according to this indicator. So now you have the full picture with all my indicators, you know exactly what's going on. So I want you to stay level-headed. There are a lot of opportunities to come, and this is the reason why I created this channel. If you want access to my premium indicators, have a look at the description of the video. And if you liked the content, of course, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That's all for today's video, and as always, time will tell.